Welcome everybody to episode 47 of the Companion to the Companion podcast with my co-host Sam Ostro and me, Ian Rotondi. We will be discussing the second half of the very exciting Amsterdam 97 summer performance from Phish at 7 to July 2nd, 1997. Paradiso.
Yeah, the third jewel in the crown.
Third jewel in the crown. Welcome, Sam.
Hello.
Good. Are you feeling feisty?
It's nice to. I'm feeling okay. It's nice to see you. I do have hot takes for some of this, but I'm really excited to finish up Europe. I've listened to so many shows from this tour now. Specifically this June through July tour, and I love it. And we're going to be moving after this into the American Summer 97 tour, which, as I've said many times on this podcast, I'm sure was the longest tour I ever did. I saw most of, not all of.
For sure.
And I just love these Europe shows. And we were scrounging tapes at this point, and I know you and I have some favorites from this tour, and this one was a fun one. And I had a great time re-listening. And I guess my hot take is I don't think the set one's good.
Sure.
Boom.
I don't think that's as hot of a take as you think it is. But
okay, good.
I think you're in a safe haven.
Good.
Yeah, unless we change our format drastically, we are going to be discussing an ungodly amount of fantastic music tonight, just because we're covering this short second half of this tour in Europe, and it just so happens that wow, what a run.
There's a couple two tree in there that are as good as this.
Yes, for sure. I no question about it. So we'll be talking about a lot of highlights. But yeah, let's
do you want to skip the whole first set?
You know what? I don't think it is. I have a few things that I want to say about it.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean,
don't know. To come out Mike's
sure
in Amsterdam after the night before. I mean, as an audience, see, this is where I went wrong, and I discussed this in our last episode. When we got these tapes, they didn't sound great. They were okay. But, right away I was like, oh my God, a Mike's set opener. This is going to be great. And I remember listening to it and going, oh, I don't know. That wasn't great. And some of this first set, I think, colored things badly for me. I did like a couple songs a lot. I liked the new stuff a lot. That was fun.
Right.
But I thought this Mike's was just meh. I don't know. I was a little bummed.
Mike's very rarely delivers in the one spot. I'm having a hard time thinking of a Mike's first song, first set that really kind of, or even Tweezer. It's exciting to get it, but they're never gonna fully find their footing. But it's fine and it's exciting. And then the simple, is pretty standard. It's, not super long, but you get a nice little simple jam. It's not the greatest, but it's still, you got a Mike simple to open. And I think if you approach this show in terms of, being at the show, certainly, the excitement of what's happening is certainly palpable considering coming off the last night. But you're right. In terms of re-listen value, I'm not sure it's fully there. Then we go Mike.
No,
simple.
The end of the simple is nice though. I did think the end was the melodic structure provided a really nice. I don't know, simple. You and I agree. Like anytime it starts, you're like, oh, great, yes. Like I know I'm gonna get this beautiful passage at some point that is gonna tickle all my bits, and this one did. It was good, and I thought the arrow into Maze was awesome. That was a nice little moment. There were good moments. Yeah,
that's true. Just to reiterate, though, from the last episode, these shows sound so good that even if we're nitpicking and saying, "Oh, it's not the greatest simple," you definitely want to listen to it. I just want to be clear about that. I still listen to these shows on the regular, even if they're not the best versions. The Maze.
I listened to it so loud. It was it hurt a little bit, just a little bit. It was worth it though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The maze is very long. It's very pagey. It's a very page-centric maze. He's using some different sounding keyboards than he normally does. And it's experimental, but I don't know how satisfying a listen it is to me.
Yeah. It's a little sloppy in the handoff too. They dropped the baton a little bit. They didn't get the clean relay, but it was fine. It was meh. It was fine.
But if you're in a small club in Amsterdam, again, and you're watching, a middle-aged, super white guy wearing Dockers with kind of like a mini fro, and he's like playing 8 keyboards all at
Yeah.
once, like a mad scientist. I mean, good stuff. And I don't want to take anything away from it.
Nope.
So,
I
and then we
agree.
go to Strange Design, a little more Pagey,
Yeah.
and a lovely Strange
Yep.
Design. Then to
Yep.
Ginseng Sullivan. Again, they're showing the crowd how varied they can be. Just looking at this sandwich, I can't believe somebody made a sandwich with all the ingredients together. It's a weird sandwich, but it's working.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then,
Again, the new stuff I liked.
And then to my number 2 highlight of the set, I would say Vultures. It's great, Vultures.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds great. The band is really playing with each other. It's intense. A lot of interplay. Thoughts?
I like my note here. It says Mike is really pushing the atonality to its limit. ... to mixed effect. I do like what he's doing, and I appreciate him coming into his own on this tour a lot and arriving in America, a fully formed new bassist to dominate the sound of this band going forward for a few years. But this was a weird one. I feel 94, 95 Mike was trying to stick out of the morass of sound at times by throwing in some oddities, some off notes, some atonal things to kind of shake it all up like a snow globe. And in this one, he's pushing the envelope a little. I don't know. I liked it. I appreciated the effort. I just don't think it landed correctly. But you
Right.
and I agree. Huge Vultures fan.
Well, Vultures
These
never
97
lands
ones.
correctly, so it just depends on what your favorite version of not landing correctly is.
Sure.
So,
Sure.
but if somebody knows of
And
a
this one was
perfectly
fine.
landed Vulture, I'd love to hear it. Then we go Water in the Sky. Ginseng Sullivan, Vultures, Water in the Sky. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
The Water in the
Again,
Sky
great
was,
page.
Yeah, the Water in the Sky was a little slow, a kind of honky tonky, a little honky tonky.
Sure.
But I don't know that they've nailed the pace just yet, so they're still kind of figuring that one out. Because I do think once it gets a little faster, I'm in on Water in the Sky.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, Weekapaw Groove. You go first, Sam.
And the intro is interesting, and it takes its time, which I appreciate. And it kind of hits a solid groove around like 6 or so. I remember I was listening to this in the car. I try to listen in multiple locations multiple times. And June looked at me and kind of bopping along and Dad, like, this is grooving. This slaps. I'm like, oh, I don't think you've ever said that about this band one single time. Like, we can listen to more groove-based Phish if that's what you want. So it did have like a bouncy, happy vibe to it. The band was having a good time. And, he's trying really hard, Trey is, to keep it away from being the Trey show. He is. He's still, like we talked about in the last couple episodes, he's working into this new role of no mini drum kit, but trying to not get too excited and take off on lead themes, and he's doing a good job in this. So it was a fine Weekapaw.
Right.
Serviceable. Good groove.
Yeah, I was ready to write it off, or right around 6 or 7 minutes. And I was just like, why does this have a highlight on it? This is just like an average, not quite there. But then it does kind of kick into, like a Wawalicious, kind of scratch fest. And it's pretty darn funky.
Yeah.
And I do think the last little section of this Weekapaw is pretty great. So
sure.
Yeah, but as a whole set, certainly nothing compared to 7-1's first set.
No,
certainly
but
not.
Maybe I will take this first set being what it is, which is just kind of the band's going through the paces a little bit. They're having fun. They're hitting a lot of variety. But if this needed to be down so that set 2 gets to be the up, well, I'll take it. I'll be fine.
Set 2 walked so that set 2 could run.
Holy shit. Yeah, I was... The second set is like, it's why the show's on the list. And
for sure.
There's a lot of shows on this list where only one set is the star. Lots of them. And that is totally fine in my book. I just think as we go through the rest of these Europe shows, there are some shows that have a much stronger set 1 and a arguably equally strong set 2. But I don't want to kick this off the list. I just think that we could maybe add a couple from this tour later. But those are bones to be picked down the road. We still got a full chicken. Half a chicken? 47 episodes. All right, half a chicken. So yeah, they go backstage, they shake it off a little bit, they talk about it a little bit.
Long set break, apparently 50 plus minutes.
Yeah. Who knows what happens back there?
Yeah.
And then they walk out to 3 minutes of total spacey intro.
Yeah.
To the gloriousness of this half-hour piece of music that is Stash. Yeah.
Yeah, in terms of like opening sort of improv jams, I think this one does successfully lull us in with some sort of bops and squiggles. And we're just kind of like, ooh, this is like kind of fun. And then about 2.5 minutes, Trey starts like tuning. He's kind of doing like a tune-up sort of deal, along with some loops. He starts to just kind of like loop it as he's kind of getting warm on his guitar, and then right at 3 minutes, almost exactly. The Stash kicks in.
Yeah. Then it's just a good solid Stash for a while.
Yeah, standard slower 97 pace, a little bit different than 96.
And then, right around that, just before 21 minutes.
Oh, you're jumping to 21. Jumping to 21. I'm jumping
because I think that's the melody of the entire 2 shows. Okay, I think that's the 4 or 5 minute stretch that is like, it's as good as Phish gets.
Sure.
I think the Stash is good till then.
Well, I
enjoy it a lot.
Let me work through it. We'll get to 21.
Get me
minutes.
There.
Okay.
But that's my take on the Stash is like, I can take all the rest of it. Sure. I don't want to leave it, but I enjoy it all. And often I'll listen to it all. But sometimes I jump to that like 18 or 19 minute mark and just listen to the next 5 or 6 because it is just perfection. It is that Trey kind of creates a simple melodic theme and the entire band builds around it in a way like it's written already. Mm-hmm. It's just writing music in the moment, complex music in the moment. And, Mike's bass solo little section is so sick. And I love it all so much. But yeah, lead us into it.
I don't disagree with what you're saying. So I just want to add that it is standard kind of 97, but this is still early 97. We haven't really heard these in America yet. And this one in particular is very flowing Stash as opposed to a tension release Stash, which is something that we've been used to. There is like a sort of like flowing guitar line, even in the, in the early sections. It starts going type 2 for a second at 10 minutes, and then we come back a little bit. So they're already kind of like toying with breaking out, but still holding on. And then around 11:23, Trey starts like letting go a little bit, and then all of a sudden we get a little Wormtown. We will be talking about it a lot in the show, but Wormtown jams pop up all over the whole tour.
Yeah.
And it's so cool. Then anyway, 15 minutes, it's just kind of classic rock and stash Phish. But there is a little section in there which is kind of sloppy and fun sloppy. It almost kind of reminded me of 87 Phish, where it's kind of like it's chaotic, and it doesn't seem connected, but it's really working. And especially in the context of them, they're wanting to stretch out. I think it works. But then most importantly, at 17-minute, Mike just completely hijacks the jam with some heartbeat bass. He just kind of like really forcefully just doing this heartbeat bass, really repetitive. And the band just jumps on with him. And they're firmly in 97 territory here, especially fall 97. And then at 18:30 is where I would agree with you, where it coalesces. Starts moving. And it starts kind of coming into what it is by Trey kind of co-opting the Man Who Stepped Into Yesterday jam. Am I correct in saying that?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, so anyway.
A little bit.
Yeah. I'll take a look. And I will accept that.
I appreciate their willingness. Again, we talked about this in the previous episodes, but their willingness to keep digging. Mm-hmm. They're digging and digging and digging, and sometimes it takes 20 minutes to get there.
Right.
And that's what Phish at this point was. You had to sometimes get there to see the beauty in the final thing, and it does take a little while. And I would say for the casual listener to put this stash on it's a lot to ask of someone.
It is.
But I love it. I love it every time. I really do. I think it's great playing. I think later in 97 they seem to have this tendency in stash to have these slight minor key or to major key shift jams,
right,
where all of a sudden it gets beautiful and pretty. They still do that, and I think this is kind of the beginning of them really finding that in stash. I don't think this doesn't go major, but it has that like that blissfulness that switches, kind of transitions the darkness. It's the light versus the dark.
It does.
And I appreciate. Yeah, stash does that more in 97, and I mean, this is one of the stashes of the year. It's great. I mean, we're going to get a ton of them. Is stash the bellwether for the band?
One of them.
Is it? Like, could you really, like, as we've gone through all this, 47 episodes in here, I think we talk a lot about stash being these signposts along the year of their progression. So this is definitely one of them. I love this one. This is, top 10 stashes for me. It really is. I love it.
Yeah, so
And
from
it's
18
for
minutes on, it's you can't go wrong.
yeah.
Psychedelic Wonderland, and then it's Trey has a totally beautiful soaring melodic lead.
When Fishman locks in, because he has that melodic line, Trey's kind of laying it down, and the rest of the band is moving around, and then Fishman suddenly shifts his beat, and Mike is directly with him, and it kind of builds in this. We talk about these shapes, like shifting movements and shapes, creating physical, visual additions to their sound, and this is one of those. And then the minute it clicks, it's like it's electric, and you can feel it in the room. I'm sure everyone was like, "Holy what just happened?" It was one of those moments, and you don't get those every show. It was great.
Very rare.
Wow.
And not that it matters to anybody, but the exact moment that happens is 24:30. Is what I don't know if that's what you have, but that's where I say, here we go, Mike, perfectly complementing the rest of the band from 24:30 on to the end is absolute perfection.
Yeah, it gets like it kind of dissolves into this real darkness to finish too.
Love it.
And by the way, the Stash and this Llama both get headphones, and these are some of the only headphones from these shows. These shows only get a handful of headphones. But that darkness was great. I love that they don't choose to finish. They go for it.
Right.
And great transition, great tempo into Llama, great energy. Page's solo is great.
Silly.
There's some
really silly Page.
Yeah. He's silly a lot in this show. And it's a perfect blend of like blues and rock. And I said it was truly A+ axemanship from Trey as well.
Yeah.
Great guitar.
Absolutely. Super rocky. Aggressive wah. Trey. Very. And then
he like that was the point. And if you look at the kind of the Stash and the Llama, well, I look at this whole set as one piece. But he waited to really just shred till then.
Yeah.
And that's 35, 40 minutes into the set till he really just lets go. And I think it works. I think putting the cork in the bottle and then letting it out, it works to wait. It was great.
And this Llama, agreed. And this Llama also has, you kind of mentioned the tempo, and it's fast at first, but then it kind of settles into this slightly slower pace, which Llama is going to do in 97, where it kind of like the funk and the wah creep in and kind of changes it to a much more psychedelic composition.
We'll be talking about a Llama later. That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on to
Can I also say this set is all arrows and actually deserves to be arrows? And it deserves to be. This is why I complained all the way from 87 till 97 about the absolutely flagrant use of arrows in this book.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fishnet and in general for people putting an arrow on something. But this set is true arrows, and this is what I was waiting for. This is the band weaving. This is Bomb Factory stuff, where they're weaving these songs together and creating transitions that are glorious and really well orchestrated. They're not like stop on a dime, pull a ripcord kind of things. They're not pre-written. They're just beautifully executed.
And this, there are levels of segues. This is a 10. This is like through the Roger Rabbit tunnel into Wormtown. This is through the green hole, the porta potty, through the toilet seat, into the muck, into Wormtown. Like, this is
beautiful.
This is the stuff. Yeah. This is not just getting from one song to another. This is finding a completely new musical plane. And not only a new musical plane for this show, but a new musical plane for Phish. And I really do think this Wormtown jam is something that only exists in these Summer 97 shows. They don't really do it because it's silly, and it's got like this
so strange and silly. Yeah.
This Trey key sound, or a Page key sound that just makes it goofy. I can't describe it, but when you hear when you get to Wormtown, you know it. Anyway.
Yep.
I think you know where you are. I think you know where you are. You know where you are. You know where you are. You're on the back of the world. Back of the world!
I think you know where you are.
You're on the back of the worm. So he tells his green urinal story, which is a bit different than the true story that Sam told us.
Possibly.
Yes.
I like that the lore is always muddy.
I do think that about 5 minutes into this Wormtown jam, it's just spectacular. Love it.
Yeah, that's when it really clicked for me too. It was great.
And eventually,
and I don't think you could have picked a better transition than this one too, right?
Into Velvet Sea.
From the Wormtown into Velvet Sea.
Perfect.
Like you want that kind of song. I am such a sucker for Velvet Sea. I know people don't. There's probably Phish fans out there. They're like, oh, good.
Right.
I've never one single time seen it and not loved it. And then we got to see it at the Sphere again, and I was just like, fuck yes. Like I am such a. That every single time when they sing the line, I took a moment from my day, and then it goes into the soaring guitar. I'm like, oh, like that's what music is. That's all you're trying to do is convey looking over and seeing a flower or picking a perfect leaf that's falling it's fall here now. So, every leaf is golden and perfect. And like, that's music, that's art, that's capturing the human experience. And that line really encapsulates it. I mean, that, as far as Marshall's writing goes, that's one of them. So thanks, Tommy. But yeah, I love the song every time. This was the perfect end to this, 3-song set, I guess, technically?
Kind of, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Velvet Sea gets a lot of hate as far as I know. I think it got cemented into, classic status based on its role at Big Cypress. The band doesn't just choose to close the greatest, concert of their life with a song unless they're a fan of it. So I think you have to be kind of a curmudgeon to complain about it. That being said, Trey really lets the siren fly in this guy. I know it's it's really common these days, but at a certain point you're like, whoa, you're not giving up with that siren, are you?
Now, they're figuring out how to do that a little bit still and how to blend those things. But I really had a moment in this Velvet Sea where I realized this entire set, beginning to end, was just oozing with emotion. And I think that's that's the word that I would use to describe this set of music, is just emotion. It's so well done. There's so many different emotions. There's, as you said, there's humor, there's funny, there's silly, there's sad, there's thankful, there's aggressively dark and evil. There's beauty. It really touches on all these emotional characteristics, and I'm sure being there was just an experience to have. Like it is a singular event. This set of music, it's great, and
I bet it flew by too at 50 minutes. I
well,
guess
that's the double encore. That makes a lot more sense,
Right, but this is like a perfectly marbled filet mignon, right? There is no fat to trim on this set. Like
no, God no.
There is nothing to trim. So fantastic version of Velvet Sea, and then we get to our first encore, which is a free. It's looser than usual.
Yeah,
but a fun,
it's pretty
great
sick
encore.
and sludgy.
Yeah, it was cool.
Upbeat. Like I loved it, and it's like they're kind of letting it breathe a little after such a big set. They just come out and throw a rockin' free, and they're still getting used to the funk version of it, I think. But this one was, it was up like. That's what'll happen later in later '97 and fall '97 and then into '98. The funk gets a little sludgier, and I think these early funk grooves are a little more snappy and upbeat, and this one does that. I loved it. It was really great. You think they walked off stage after the free and came back out for Bowie again? Because I think so.
Yes, yeah.
And the crowd seemed fired up. So double encore. To get a double encore already is so rare and so
free
exciting.
Bowie too on top of it.
Yeah, they were feeling it. And this Bowie is also great.
It is. It has a fight bell announcement just to get it going. Pump up like ding 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 ding. Great cymbals. And I loved it. And it had a very punchy peak. A very punchy peak indeed.
Yeah, not a best ever, but a wow, what the fuck? Like that's how we end shows now. Dana. I would have not known what to do with my face.
That's what we do. I end shows. Dana.
Hard to collect.
Yeah. Well, there we have it. That's 7/2/97. Obviously, we're gonna leave it on the list. Listen to
I just can't. I can't say enough about the second set, and first set wise, it sounds so good on the official releases that it's worth listening to.
Right.
Maybe not going back to every time, but the second set too. We've talked about like a drive album or something that gets from A to B. I didn't look at the timing, but it's probably under an hour.
The second set is 50 minutes.
Yeah, it's tight. It's perfect. It's like you can knock that out on the way to work. You probably can't work after that, but maybe it depends on what you do.
Maybe on the way home from work.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, this is definitely 50 minutes of uninterrupted Phish. There's no breaking this guy up.
Yeah, don't stop. And I tried to just listen to the stash, and nope. I was like, all right, God, I got to go do this one thing real quick, and I had to run back to finish the rest of the set the first time I re-listened. Oh, it's great. All right, well, so Europe '97, summer '97 has 6 more shows following this one, and I don't know, 3 of them could be on the list. What do you think?
Yeah, I think 3 of them can be on the list. Are we gonna real quick see if we agree on what those 3 are?
Well, let's walk through them.
Okay.
We have, out of the 3, do we have just one single set show, right? Which is the last, the 12th, from Escalare in España.
And I gotta say, for a single set tour closer, this was a great set.
The Yem was fun. There was good stuff in there.
Yes, very much so. But we're gonna jump all the way. I was ready to talk about 7/3, but yeah, let's go.
Let's start there. So there's 5 2-set shows and then 1 single set show to finish. And I feel like coming off Amsterdam, the band was hot.
Right.
And there is a silly show out of these 5, which we will also talk about. Mm-hmm. But there's some great music. So yeah, the 7/3 is Nuremberg in Germany.
Right.
Talk to me.
Well, first set, unsurprising, great taste. And a great theme from the bottom, but really it's all about the 30-minute Ghost opener in set 2. So this Ghost...
I like the Divided Sky from set 1 too.
Oh yeah,
it was the Divided Sky.
Sure.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But yeah, the Ghost gets headphones in the book, and I just wrote, just wow, soundboard treatment, please.
Absolutely. It's the less raucous sister to 7/23/97. It's very much in the same vein. It has a similar kind of structure, but yeah, they're working towards it.
I wrote around like 18 minutes. It takes this turn into true type 2 improv, and then I wrote that it was almost space country.
Yeah, it goes into like a bluesy
wild
tray.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Like it made no sense musically, and it was so cool. And yeah, this was as good as the Stash in its own way, I thought.
Yes.
Another half hour just symphony of styles and music, and it kind of works its way back to the funk at the end, and yeah, really, really great Ghost.
If I was going to argue for the Stash over a jam like this, I would say that there is a dark emotional component to the Stash that maybe this Ghost doesn't have. Where this Ghost covers a lot of territory. Sure. It's very fun. It's very funky, and it goes places. But I think that Stash it was more of the whole rainbow of emotions kind of deal. But what's funny about this Ghost is that before it starts, there's a guy in the audience you can hear, and he's just yelling Tweezer repeatedly, like, Tweezer! He's like really aggressively wants Tweezer. And then he's going to get this song he doesn't know, but they're going to play it for 30 minutes just like a Tweezer. So I really hope that guy was ecstatically satisfied with what he ended up getting. And not
there's going to be a guy who's pretty happy later on in these shows here. I don't know if it's that guy, but there's definitely going to be a guy. No, and I think that this show and the second set don't deliver on a whole.
No, yeah.
But God, this Ghost delivers. Yeah, just go listen to this Ghost. It's worth all of it. All 30 minutes are worth it. So fun.
So now we go to 7-5. We've moved on to Italy here. Mm-hmm. Now on 7-5, they're going to play at Lake Como here.
A free outdoor show at Lake Como. Free outdoors on Lake Como in the sun, in the summer, in Italy.
Sounds good.
Good. I'm ready to go.
And then the next show is 7-6, and that's in Desenzano, Italy, at the Spiaggia Rivotella. And that one, we have a sound check where people snuck in, and
I want to discuss 7-5 briefly.
Okay, I want to discuss them both, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now that I'm going to be proposing a Viva Italia box set, combining some highlights from these two shows. So yes, go ahead. Let's talk about 7.
Yeah, because we'll get to the sound check. That's its own separate thing. This twist was so cool.
Yes.
And I really enjoyed the Hood and the Good Times, Bad Times. But this twist really had me in the first set of 7-5. I thought the Groove is in the Heart Jam was cool. Page was on so many synths at some point. How many sounds can he make? They're still figuring Twist out, but I thought this one was so unique and different from where Twist will end up even 3 months from this point. It was really, really cool. Very cool. They were loose. Like, that's what I'm getting about this back half. You can say, like, you want a band to be tight, but Phish is tight and loose at the same time, where they're so excited about their new stuff. They're so confident. They're just having so much fun. They're loving each other. You really feel the energy, and they're just throwing paint at the walls all the time at the back half of this tour. And when you just kind of catch it, you're like, holy shit, just that twist was wild. So I love that one.
Absolutely.
Really
I mean,
nice.
I know it's a one set show, but I would say the set is better than the first set of 7-2.
Sure.
I mean, the Julius is like, is pretty rocking. Like if you were just a random person at a free show and then they open with that Julius, you'd look to the person you're with and be like, well, I guess we're not leaving now because you're not going to.
So this was the other one set show. So there was this one and then the end of the tour. But yeah, I also agree. They put it all into this. And the Coil Encore was also amazing. Great band interplay. And just so like great way to finish off a set. And I'm sure the band was loving life.
Yeah. Oh, and I loved this the Caspian was really rocking.
Yeah.
It was kind of ugly, but I did love the segue into Twist because Mike kind of just starts playing the Twist bass line in Caspian. It took me a second to realize, to be like, wait a minute, I don't know that song. And then, a minute later, it transitions into Twist, and I thought that was really cool. The Hood wasn't the greatest ever, but it's on Lake Como, so sure, it's amazing.
I enjoyed it,
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. And
it's like
Sam said, he brushed over it, but the Good Times, Bad Times is a major jam. It's not like just a Good Times, Bad Times. It's 10 minutes of complete blowout. Yeah.
Rocking, yes.
Yeah.
Over the top rock and roll, which 97... I think people want to talk about it as the year of the like deep jams and the funk, which it is. But it's also the year where like Isabella and there was just Trey like becoming this aggressive rock star god. And the rest of the band just being like, you want to do that? All right, man, we can bang the shit out of our instruments too. And they were a loud fucking rock band this year too. And it was great. And I think that edge softens a little in 98, 99, 2000. But in 97, man, they were still just like kicking walls down. It was, the Good Times, Bad Times was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and then to the second half of the box set.
Yeah.
Descendanzo.
Yeah. Tell me about it, Sam. Tell me about it, huh?
Once. I think you can watch it too, the sound check.
Right.
You just need it once.
Right.
One time through, good time. Phish it's kind of like they're playing a backyard frat party.
Yes.
Yes? No? Yes? It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
I would love to be there.
It is very fun. I think it kind of opens with Samson, which is like the cool jazzy instrumental, which kind of gives you a preview of 99 Trey compositions that are going to come into the fold in a couple of years here, right? This is still a little early for Samson.
Does this need the book reading for the sound check?
Oh, if you like, but I got it. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah,
this was
an
outdoor show.
Yeah, read it.
The afternoon sound check was free and open to the public. Trey began playing Hell's Bells to the accompaniment of church bells ringing nearby during Bop. Just let that settle for a minute. Trey noted, Phish will now do this version of James Brown singing Hanson's Bop, and Phish responded in that part with I'm an 11-year-old sex machine, and that it was too hot in the hot tub. Another one bites the dust through Deo featured the infamous Soundcheck Limbo Karaoke Contest, where fans were invited on stage to sing while mic stands were used for the Limbo Contest. I feel like that describes the energy of the Soundcheck.
I agree, although I do think we need to just get a little into the details here. So It opens with Samson Variation, then it goes into Olivia's Pool, which has no lyrics, but is a smoking hot blues jam. You want to listen to
it's like a sound check. Yeah.
Instrumental blues jam, but a good one. Like one where they know their people are listening. my dreams, then the quick Hell's Bells fake out, and then
this is where it kind of goes off the rails here.
Then
like
they
at the beginning, you're like, oh my god, but then it goes off the rails a
right.
little.
But it's still very funny with the "You Shook Me All Night Long," and then the Mbop and the James Brown Mbop, where he starts to do James Brown, and then they do this funny thing where they give it to me 116 times. And then they do like maybe 25, and then Fishman, that's too many. So they do a little comment. And then from that point on, it does skid off the rails a little bit. But I do think from the beginning up until the James Brown Mbop, it's a solid musical listen.
Do you think that they set up and they thought, we'll just go out and sound check? Then they realized there was no boundary or barrier to the sound check. Which is why the beginning was like the band was just playing regular sound check stuff. And then people, you can watch the video on YouTube. People start to fill in and they're like, oh, I guess we're sort of playing to people, which is why you said like the Olivia's Pool kind of gets in this rockin' territory. And then they're like, all right, well, I guess we're now sound checking to an entire audience. So what do? And it devolves into just fun. They're just having a great time. And is there repeat listen kind of stuff? No. But I remember the first time I heard this, I loved it. And watching it again on YouTube for this recording, I also loved it. It was so much fun. So one time? 2 times?
Yeah.
Not 116 times?
Yeah. The whole thing a one time. I think you could do the first half once every 10 years and get a real hoot out of it. There is, as you said, there's a real contagiousness, and you can tell that the people who are in that audience were having the time of their lives, and it's always fun to listen to that. As far as the actual show, I mean, we get a 2-set show to follow here.
Yeah.
And it's not far off from being list worthy, I would argue.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yes. I don't know if I'm like willing to argue for it, but let's talk about some highlights. We go Runaway Jim, Old Home Place, Dog Stole Things is the opener, all very well played into a 17-minute and 42-second stash.
Great
Stash.
stash.
Sam. Yeah, great stash.
This one goes all the way to straight ahead funk as well, which we talked about previous. This is one of the stashes from this tour that goes totally different places, and it was good.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a fantastic stash, and it's funny because this tour, and it continues into summer and even fall. We're just like, I was going to mention it in the show before, but the theme from the bottom, you start hearing wah-wahs and stuff in theme from the bottom. And it is very, I mean, we forget about it now, but it was very noticeable back then. Was that a wah-wah in theme from the bottom? And it was kind of funny how the entire repertoire was just being funkified. And I love that.
And it was fun in the moment. You're like, wait a minute, I know this song really well. It is not supposed to be this danceable. This is wild.
Right.
Yeah, it happened all the time. And it was cool.
To finish the set, Horse Silent, Cars, Trucks, and Bushes, Cool Son of a Mule, and then Rock and Chalk Test to finish. But we get to a really great second set here. The free is great. It's a 10-minute free. It's just
this one's much slower.
It's slower. It's funkin'. It's got some
swampy
personality. But this You Enjoy Myself, quite unique.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, Sam?
I really enjoyed. I mean, it's long.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that it was great funk at the top. They're still learning like how to. Yem always had that dance section, but they're still learning how to make it this new Phish version of that dance section. thought the band build was great. I thought choosing to do a beautiful outro jam into Waste instead of a vocal jam was a really cool choice. I liked it a lot.
Definitely.
I like those two together. I'm also a fan of Waste, which I have a friend who I played music with who hates that song. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Great lyrics. I really love the melody, and I think it was a nice way to kind of come out of the yam instead of a vocal jam.
I thought this Waste was really amazing, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I thought it was really great. The You Enjoy Myself is cool because it kind of has like the standard yam, and then it has the kind of traditional jams, and then it has two separate jams tacked on to the end of the traditional jams, and they're quite separate from one another. The first is a little obiated, like it is a little like kind of 99-ish. Given a little preview of that, and then again with the soft jam that you mentioned that it kind of closes out with, it gets into that spacey 2000 territory. So they were kind of like breaking into some really interesting new space here. I have a buddy, Rich, who lives in Arkansas, not far out of Bentonville, Arkansas, who is a very wise old Phish man from 1.0, and this is his favorite You Enjoy Myself.
Oh, wow.
And when he pointed it out to me, I was telling him about 731.97, and he's like, oh, this Italy one is my favorite. And I'm almost positive it was this one. I did reach out to him just to confirm. I haven't heard back yet, but Rich, since you didn't respond, this is now your favorite You Enjoy Myself. I just want you to know.
This podcast has made the declarative statement, and this is just fact now. No, I do think this is more of that willingness, as I said earlier, to not jump ship, to really trust themselves as a band and go and see what happens out there.
And no vocal jam is kind of shocking for the time.
I think it's great.
And then we finish off the show with Funky Bitch and My Soul, perhaps not a set list dream. And
no, but it's just fine. Just fine. If I was at this show and I was hot and sunburned and did the whole sound check, this is the greatest band that's ever existed.
For sure.
They're just Pied Pipers around Europe trying to traverse the Alps and tell everyone they're the greatest band ever. And they're really doing it. This was really fun. I don't think it deserves to be on the list, but I think most Phish fans that know about this tour know about this show.
Yes.
It's to have your cap tipped at it, but not to be potentially in the greatest 100 shows ever played. Although we're about to get into a couple here that maybe should be.
It's funny you mention it. So here we go with the 7, 9, 7, 10. Couple of more shows that
live in Lyon.
Rough grammar there. That yes,
live
if you're live in Lyon, Pierre. These are classics.
Haagen-Dazs? I think Haagen-Dazs Pierre.
Yes, Haagen-Dazs Pierre. So we've got 7, 9, 97, famous for the Bella Fleck and the Flecktone sit-in the second set. But first set, no slouch.
Oh my God, no slouch at all. I have almost as much to say about the first set here, because I'd forgotten how good it was. I just would listen to the Flecktone set. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It was so good. This Caspian, right away, like we're both kind of suckers for Caspian.
Yeah.
But wow, the intro, the build, like, oh, I loved it. I loved it so much.
Yeah, this Punch You in the Eye Caspian opener was great. Ginseng was nice. The split was a little...
Dude, it was so slow and so grooving. Oh.
Yeah, very slow and off-kilter. You're like, whoa, but
it goes
really
major
tight.
For a little while. It shifts into this, like, why is Split Open and Melt doing this? If I was a true Phish fan on this tour and I heard this, I'd just be losing my mind. Like, the band's rewriting the concept of what their songs are. It was so cool.
and then it comes in with like a hardcore funk, and then it like goes syncopated, like a syncopated split open and melt. Yeah.
Oh, it's wild.
Yeah.
No, I listened to it. I'm like, I'm gonna go back and listen to this set again soon. It reminded me of how the underrated sections of this tour are just so good. Oh.
Yeah. And then Dirt, solid.
Yep.
Taste, I just wrote 3 words. I mean, come on. So I guess that means it was good.
That build was so massive. Like this again is that band where they're like, all right, we've done this, we've done that. We are just going to through the roof this part of this Taste, and it was something. I loved it. Great.
Harry Hood, first negative thing I'll say, good enough for a first set, but probably not a real listen.
Yeah, I mean, it also was like, it got big at the end. It was good, but not crazy. Is that when the humor starts? The Haagen-Dazs Pierre?
Right, yeah.
So I don't know the story of Pierre. If one of our fans would like to send us the story of Pierre, we will read it in the future. We record these, I don't want to inside baseball too much. We're some months behind here on when these come out versus when we record them. But I'm happy to have a fan send us the Pierre story if they know it, and we will put it on air at some point.
Well, if we're basing this on context of what they've told us in the shows, my guess is that they went to Haagen-Dazs during the day. Pierre was working the scooper. They started chatting. Hey, who are you guys? Oh, we're a band in town. I've never heard you. Band tells Pierre, hey, we're going to leave a ticket for you at the door. Come see us. Pierre says, yes, I'm excited. And then they kind of make all these announcements about Pierre, kind of hoping he was there. In terms of if he was there and how it all played out, if they're still in contact with Pierre, I'd love to know that information for sure.
Yes. I'd like to know more about Pierre.
Yeah.
We can all infer, and I appreciate just an inferential story being that way, but we're a fact-based podcast here, so
we're so fact-based.
I'd like to know the facts. Yeah. We are. It's the rest is history, and then it's us. We are just deeply researched, fact-based. That's
right. Although on occasion I have re-listened to episodes, and then I'll say something that is patently untrue, and I can feel like the bottom of my stomach drop out, and I'm like, oh, but that's okay because our listeners know that we try to be fact-based.
Hit us up in the comments, hit us in the titus, I guess, if I just keep referencing other podcasts.
Right. Well, we go with truthiness here. Okay, so moving on to the second set.
I wore this one out on cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
I wore this one out. I think this is one of those where I had to get another copy at some point because it was just shredded. Oh, I remember when we got it and I just listened to it over and over and over. I loved it. I mean, there's so many so many highlights. So we can start at the top. Is Down with Disease open? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, it's Down with Disease, 13 minutes. Just like kind of, it's, the wah is kind of coming in, but it's still a classic energy release. Not too much happens Down with Disease.
But my notes, I think, say a lot about the energy that it brings, which is, it just says this band used to just be this good all the time.
Right.
Wow. Just insane, raw energy, pure power, Down with Disease.
Yeah.
Like you think about those 94 diseases we talked a lot about when we were in that point of the podcast. And I love those. They were big energy, like I love that melody and it comes out and it's big and exciting. But this is the new Phish.
Right.
Where they tack another 8 minutes of just raw power onto that same song. And you're left just like, oh my, like just hurt. Like the weight of this on you in the audience. And this is just what they were. And I'm not trying to rip on modern Phish. I'm going to, as we get closer to modern Phish in the back half, I'm going to soften my tones a little. But I don't think that this youthful energy is contained in modern Phish, and that's okay. I don't contain the youthful energy I did when I was in my 20s and 30s. So this Down with Disease really reminded me of like, this band just did this all the time.
Yeah, and I know both of us say this all the time. It's a repeating mantra on this podcast. But this is our way of making ourselves feel okay about it. Say, I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. I'm not as intense.
Yeah.
I'm not as rockin'. But
it's okay.
But I'm good enough for 51-year-old Ian and Sam. So
yeah, I don't sleep as much as I should, but I really feel like I should now sleep as much as I should. Whereas I used to not sleep as much as I should and feel fine about it. So yes, getting there.
I think you nailed it right in the head. Now we get to what is possibly, in a lot of ways, a highlight of this set, which seems crazy to say. But of all of the Down of my souls that I've listened to, my soul.
Sure.
This one
hate
has
that part.
A nice tempo that makes the lyrics strangely a little more palatable. It's weird that tempo can make lyrics more palatable, but for some reason, just there's something about this one that it's 20% more palatable for me.
Well, we discussed a lot in our 11:30 double episode. I should say, how I think when guests are there, Phish ratchets up their skills, their energy, their kind of they're slightly less silly and more focused on really being the best Phish they can be in many ways. And this show is an example of that, because my soul should just be whatever we could probably go back and listen to everyone from this tour and be like, meh, whatever, it's fine. Right, but this one was great.
Yeah, I agree.
And they're stepping it up because they know these incredibly skilled and talented people are standing backstage just dancing and laughing and like so excited to come join them.
Right.
I love these guys.
I'm with you. And I think compared to most guests, they probably feel more comfortable with Bela Fleck than maybe with a lot of people they've played with.
Yeah.
Because they have a real rapport in what comes. Well, we get a Card Struck Buses next, which is what it is. It's great.
It's fine. Yeah, it's good.
And then we get to this run here, which is close to an hour of you enjoying.
Yeah, the Yum gets a headphone.
Yeah.
So it is a headphone, which I think should stand out from this tour because there aren't a ton of headphones. But the Yum gets one, and it's over a half hour. Yeah.
And the Ghost and the Poor Heart should get one too. And the fact that they don't is problematic.
It's all one song to me, and it's all one headphone to me. Right. Because this is, like we talked before, this is one piece of music. This is 50 or so minutes of one piece of music that is just, it's assaulting. It's rude in how it kind of approaches your ears and just beats you up.
And not just because of Jeff Coffin and Future Man.
No.
It's close to an hour of the most insane improvisation. And and we're talking about putting this on a list of 100, right? And some might argue, well, you don't want to put something on a list that has a guest, right? But I think in this case, Phish shows how they can play with like a whole other band and just completely mesh and work with them. And I think it says so much about their abilities to be able to pull off what they pulled off here, both for Phish and for Bela Fleck, frankly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just wrote like after Page's solo, when they're joined by these other musicians, it is must hear Phish until the end of the set.
Yes.
Like absolute. Is this the best Poor Heart? Top 5 Poor Hearts? Like, I don't know if I could find one that, I mean, I love that song. And I've said before, a great Poor Heart with proper solos, like the band shredding, is a harbinger of a great show. This is a Poor Heart like no other that has ever existed.
Yeah.
And the structure of Ghost is so kind of short already. But this Ghost structure, the little written part, means nothing. Like it's almost like a way to signal that they're going to shift the improvising, and that's it. And that's okay. It's like they come out for the Yem and it's an entire different piece of music for 45 minutes. And holy shit, like everyone gives the guests are, I think why, like you said, that when they're excited that the Flecktones are there compared to other guests is, and again, referencing the Arco Arena, which is just a few episodes back, I think that both of those guests, Phish got behind them and just supported them. And I think that these guys in the Flecktones Phish does that, and then they do it back to Phish.
Right.
Like it is such a sharing of support from every single It could be a cacophonous nightmare with that many people on that stage doing. There's a point in this where they're all playing like Trey has 3 guitars, Mike has 5 basses. Like they're just like making noise at some points. But it is so thoughtful and big ears by every player. And it is magic. It's just true magic. I love it so much.
It is with the Ghost Jam, like the last 5 minutes of the Ghost Jam that goes into the eventually lands in the Port Heart is the closest that I've ever heard Phish get to 80s 90s psychedelic Dead, Grateful Dead.
Sure, yeah.
It is not Phish like at all.
No.
It is very, very different style of jamming, and it's not like Bella Fleck either. And then I want to say what the You Enjoy Myself, like as far as the Flectones are concerned, I think Future Man didn't really think much of it. He's just like, I'm going to come into it, I'm going to get on stage, and I'm just going to make up whatever. I think Victor Wooten is just a naturally brilliant improviser and was just able to come up with what he came up with on the spot. I think Bella Fleck and Jeff Coffin put some real work into what they were going to play, because holy shit, both of those guys. Yeah. I mean, I was floored every time I hear it.
And they're playing their own music.
Floored.
They're teasing things. Yes. Like, I just... So my qualm here as I was re-listening to this is, you know, I stitch music into our podcast. I like to have musical references. I like to break up our melodious voices at times.
Sure. Sweet
and
sound.
I don't even know what to do. What do I put in here? Like, this is one of those moments where I'm like,
I think you should put in Bella's solo, because I think Bella's solo is like, did you write that for this piece of music? That it's stunning to me.
I just want to do all of it.
Yeah,
but yes,
I get it.
His solo in Yem is pretty amazing. But I'm like, I don't know where to stop. Do I put in all 50 of the finales to Poor Heart? Because
right.
So
yeah.
Good.
You can put it all.
Every moment is so good. But it's like 4 minutes, and out of context, it's a, you know, as a listener to the many listeners to our podcast, I don't want to bore them or insult them. And so there's these moments where as I mix, this was one of those quandaries, because you can't break it up. Just like 7/2 set 2, I'll find things and I'll get the job done. I just don't know where to do it, because this is when Phish, and I think we'll have this problem as we go forward with these monster jams that you almost don't get the 20-minute moment unless you have the 10 minutes leading into it, you know?
Right.
So it's gonna get tricky. I think 92.3 Phish, I can plug in cool little minute and a half spots. But yeah, we're getting into a new territory here. So I'm professing my struggles of joy onto this podcast here. Yeah.
The joyful struggles. Yeah, the end of The Poor Heart has a little tease fest of classic closers that is like halfway a beautiful and heart-touching sort of homage to music lovers, and half like a musical quiz show to see if you can guess what the ending is to. And it kind of functions as both of those things. Because when they
Can you remember the first time you heard it? Can you remember, like...
Absolutely.
I remember where I was and how I heard it, and it blew my fucking mind.
And we were like blown away after the first 4, and then there's like 12 more after that, or whatever.
And you're laughing, and like you're just sitting in a car or sitting in a house, and you're not there, but you're still just overwhelmed with the energy.
And so contagious, because you know the smiles on their faces were even bigger than ours, right? They were having so much fun with it. Yeah.
And Pierre's life must have been changed.
Yes.
How does he tell this story?
Right?
What's that like for Pierre? Like, that's part of why I would love someone to convey this. Okay, we're making a list, as I've said before, that I'm not actually making, of questions we would ask band members. So we're adding this to the list. Talk to me about Pierre.
Yep.
Do you have contact with Pierre? Do you have a way to contact? Did he give you a number? Can I reach out to him as a journalist and find out what his life has been like since this moment? Was this it, and then it just dissipated? And do I think more about Pierre than Pierre thinks about Pierre?
Right.
I don't know.
It's a great question.
Does this show even have an encore? I don't remember.
Yeah, Hello, My Baby. So,
there we go.
No, the Poor Heart function does an encore, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
nice job.
So great.
Nice job.
Amazing show. And then we get on to 7/10/97 coming off.
You know, I perceive you as the single biggest cheerleader of this show I've ever met.
Yeah, for sure. I'm about to
when I
argue
listen
that
to
it
this
should be on the
show.
list.
Well, I think about you every time I listen to this show.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think about times of us. There was this one road, I have a very vivid memory of driving through these hills near when we lived near SDSU. There's these there was this back way to get from our house that was up there back through over to where you could get to the highway quicker. And I remember listening to this specifically, I think this 2001 with you once along there. And you just going on and on about, fuck, this is the best show ever. But I attribute this show, I mean, I love it too, but I think about you every time.
Nice. I'll take it. That definitely makes me feel good. Yeah, I would have to argue that this is such a unique show too that I would love to throw it on. But let's just talk about this first set. It starts off with
multiple headphones, like both sets are strong. Like, I don't know if you can pick a better set.
Right?
This is the perfect, like, the band is just loose and having fun, but so tight. There's weird moments. Yeah, there's no monster jams.
No, just
but
the jam.
As a whole, it works.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It's the 20-minute gin is your big jam. And even that only goes sort of type 1 or type 2. But there's so much experimentation in general. The dog stool things, I think, is great, actually.
Yeah, me too.
It's a really fun way to open. Limb by Limb is great. Still an early version. They were really loving ginseng on this tour, so we got Ginseng Sullivan. And then our bathtub gin. And I think by 6 minutes into this bathtub gin, which is pretty soon into the jam, the shit's getting hot. It's really straight out the bat. Then there's, at like 7 minutes, Fishman starts doing these like machine gun patterns, right? Was that how you would describe what he's doing with the drum?
Sure,
like,
And I think also to add in, the show just sounds good.
Yeah, it does sound good.
Which at that time, like, getting a show that sounded clean and clear, and it really helped.
Right.
It sounds airy and clean.
And it has nice bass too. Which, like, for instance, like the Italy show there's like no bass at all whatsoever in it. Terrible recording. But yeah, he does this machine gun pattern, Fishman, and then he screams, Yahoo! And I mean, I think that's when you know they're committed to make.
Well, they're laughing a lot in this show. There's a lot of stage banter. It's like like I said, it's loose tight. It's a Phish that is just, ecstatic to be living the life they're living, and I think they don't want this tour to end.
Right.
They don't. They're what's that Andy Bernard quote? How do you know you're in the good old days when you're in them?
Mhm.
And I feel like the band was there and knew it, and they were living their best life. And this show is the culmination of this tour where they're not, heads down, focused. They are just having the fucking time of their life, and they're having so much fun. And it oozes out of the speaker. You can't listen to this show and not kind of move your body. Like
Right.
it is, it's amazing. Yeah.
And I think they're taking a lot of the lessons or whatever from Bella Fleck and the Flecktones. They're taking something from them because this show is kind of like it has a little bit of them to them. So anyway, yeah, the gin is amazing. It eventually turns into a classic kind of wah-wah dance party.
Yeah, the funk's great. Yeah.
But Mike is playing amazing, doing these repeating descending lines, which are super engaging. We got sirens going.
Yep.
Yeah, it's insanely funky, or at least it's cow funky. Cow funky.
It's
to the max.
This gin it reminds me of the Ventura set one opener from what is it, 98.
Mhm.
Like it's got that like long kind of funk ending, which it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
And we
Real
know
dance party.
We know that there's only a certain percentage of people that get chills when they listen to music, right? That's been established. I know.
Is it 1 in 4, 1 in 5?
I'm not sure, but I've seen people complaining about it, and I feel so bad for them. I wish I could share some of my chills with them.
Frisian, I think, is what it's technically called.
Yeah.
Yes. Goosebumps all over your body.
Correct. But when the bathtub gin coda comes back in towards the end of this jam with whatever particular pedal tray is playing through, chills every time.
Here's my question.
Time.
So there's a certain percentage of the human population that gets goosebumps listening to moments in music.
Right.
What percentage of Phish fans are those people?
Yeah.
Again, these are more studies we have.
Mike, I'm counting.
I
think Mike needs to figure this out.
This isn't the time to get government grants, but maybe the government will get us a grant at some point in the future to research these very important
topics. Mike is like putting all his money into researching, like studying the brain and what happens when you're improvising and how to figure out how to get the brain there faster. He's like put quite.
Did you see his Dwell episode on his new?
I
recording
did
studio house.
There's
Dwell did a whole piece on him. You can watch
great.
that on YouTube too. It's pretty amazing. His little recording space he made is.
He's amazing. Yeah, I love the direction he's going in. So
he seems to be working with Leo Kottke again right now, so that'll bear fruit, I'm sure. Sorry, digression.
No, yeah. We're good. We're right on time, Sam. We're running early.
Yeah. Look at us.
So we get to Bathtub Gin, Llama, and pretty rockin'.
Llama gets headphones.
Yeah, because by 5 minutes in, it's a full-fledged funk jam.
It's pretty crazy funk into spacey crazy for a while. It's
Yep. Well, it goes to Wormtown.
This was the llama I spoke of earlier. Yeah,
this
was
llama
like
goes to Wormtown. Yeah.
They took the next step.
Yeah.
And they took the previous llama and they're like, we liked playing that one. We're going to go even further.
Right.
Oh, yeah. That was awesome.
And the llama, amazing, goes to Wormtown and then eventually ends up in Velvet Sea. And I just wrote tremendous.
Yeah, I thought that jam between Velvet Sea and Olivia's Pool was just how like loose and happy they were at this point in the tour. Because it's just listed as a jam, but it's like, I don't know, 8 or 9 minutes long of
Are we talking about the Lizards jam?
Yeah, it's multiple styles of music kind of coming out of nowhere at the end of Velvet Sea, where it's like a sound check.
Right.
Like they're just improvising and fooling around in this way that's so, it's so effortless and so beautiful. Oh, I think that's one of my highlights of the show. I know the second set's great.
No, I agree.
But wow.
Yeah, it's like Trey's kind of searching and then he kind of like lands on this lizardy type of things. But it's incredible. And it's just this molassesy improvisation that's just, it's wonderful to luxuriate in.
There's some dance party in there. There's some real exploring. And the second set of this show works as a whole piece of music too. But this first set, I think, is superior to 7-2.
Right.
You know, as we argue this being on the list, I would pick this first set every single day over set 1.
Oh, no question.
7-2.
Yeah, this is one of the great first sets.
Yeah.
And the second set, like you said, no huge jams, but just an unbelievably fun and playful set, and it's pretty funny. Like there's a lot of chatter.
You want it every day of the week, yeah.
There's a lot of chatter in the beginning of the 2001, the greasy troll, the orchestral troll, all this stuff, and then Julia's super rockin', and then the Megillah, which is deep cut. You got to be really excited about it, and they're playing it with a sort of pizzazz. And
it's bouncy,
and like sort of they're adding a New Orleans funk to it that it didn't have before.
Yep.
And then we get to Yamar, where they do a little bit of the Bella Fleck and the Flecktones thing, where they do the rotation jam, and Trey starts calling out people, Mike and Trey, like Mike and Cowbell or whatever. Super fun. Super, super fun. Love it.
And engaging the audience in the process, not, dark light and smoke and like we're here like creating a musical atmosphere that you guys just need to dig. They're kind of wrapping their arms around the audience and saying, join us with this. We're having so much fun. Yeah, I like this Phish. And to nod to this 2001 gets a headphone, which the headphones are doled out in strange ways because I honestly would give this Megillah a headphone because you don't hear it often and this one deserved it. But it was a dance party 2001. and it's got some super bad teases. It's well done, but it's a snappy tempo again. Like the tempo's up. It's not sludgy and slow. And this Julius didn't make our list of the greatest Julii ever.
Right.
But it's probably runner-up. It's very good.
It is. It's great.
And then, like you said, the Megillah and then the Yamar, pure summertime joy.
Right.
Right? You're in Europe. It's summer. It's hot. You can't pick a better song. And that's a heavyweight spot to put Yamar.
Right.
And it was great.
If
snappy.
Only for, I wish I could sing it to you, but it's Trey playing with the bell, like Fishman's playing some sort of cymbal and Trey's playing his Ka Rhodes or something, but I could hear it in my head. This line, like Trey sets him up, says Trey or Paige play this, and what Paige plays is such a brilliant earworm that it still permanently lives inside my brain. You know, how many decades later I can just access it at any time. Dun, 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 dun. Anyway, love you, Paige.
Yeah.
So and then that goes into the Ghost, which is kind of like a nice short Ghost, but upbeat.
Yeah. Do you think this doesn't make the list purely because this Ghost Take Me to the River is good but not great? Because I think it's very good.
Yeah.
But maybe it was like this Ghost levels up a little bit, and then you have like a Harry Hood or Slave to the Traffic Light that finishes this out.
Absolutely.
And then this show's on the list.
Yes. No question. Yeah, if there's like
right on the edge, right?
If there's an extra 5 minutes to this Ghost and then a Slave or a Hood after the Take Me to the River, it's on the list.
Yeah, I think so too. I really do. It was right there. And it's weird. I can't suss it out listening to it, but it says everywhere members of the Sun Seals band.
Right.
What members? Why do we not have names? Why do we not? It seems weird to have it be so vague.
Right. Well, it's Jimmy and Bonnie, you know. I do want to say that Take Me to the River ends in a very unfishy fashion. It's just this Take Me to the River doesn't really sound like Take Me to the River. It doesn't sound like the Al Green version. It doesn't sound like the Talking Heads version. It just kind of sounds
weird.
Trey is doing its own jam and then tacking this like vocal call of Take Me to the River on top of it. But at the end, Trey is kind of screaming, "Take me to the river." And then he does these callback guitar lines to when he screams that. But these guitar lines that he's playing are really something else. They're really great. It's just classic rock shredding. But Trey is kind of creating his own type of jam here, playing with this, and I think it's very, very unique. And even though it's not totally successful and it can be a little messy at times, I find it endlessly uplifting and interesting to listen to.
I also very much enjoy. I'd forgotten how much I liked the whole Ghost Take Me to the River part, but it's a weird finish, you know. And then having a guest for the encore, I think it's the only reason the show doesn't have, you know, the legendary status.
Right.
People love it. It's rated really high everywhere. Like it's right on that edge. But I think that's the only reason, is it finishes a little meh. Whereas the show before finishes perfectly.
Right.
So a lot of this thing, it's like if we could kind of smoosh some things together. But I think it's suffice to say the band was on a heater.
Right.
Post 7-2.
Yeah.
Like this run here, these 6 shows. We have not spoken of the Spain show on 7/12 either, which is a 1-set show, but still.
7/11, yeah. Well, this one just has a great it has a really cool stash. It has a great Wolfman's Brother, really great. And then the You Enjoy Myself, that would be the You Enjoy Myself you would expect from this tour. It's funky, it's happy, it's super danceable, it's melodic, it's got all the good stuff. It's kind of cool that we get this juxtaposed with the weirder 99-2000 influence non-vocal jam one from Italy.
So this was a 1-set show at a festival, and this festival also contained Blues Traveler, Alice Cooper, Megadeth, Smashing Pumpkins, and Jim Rose.
Yeah.
Do you know who Jim Rose is?
Yeah, he's the circus sideshow guy that from the original Lollapalooza, the Jim Rose circus sideshow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I love how they just take these American bands and be like, you're all American. You go together. Here you go.
Phish likes all those bands.
But I like all those bands. That's a fun collection.
Yeah.
So seeing this Phish set amongst those others would probably be a great day of music.
Oh, yeah.
Billy Corgan's really having a heyday these days. He's like shaking off his kind of asshole persona and becoming a sweetheart to everybody. And I love that Bill Burr and him were brothers, potentially story.
That is
and Bill
funny.
Burr, it makes him so mad and it makes me happy. Yeah, I think that'd be a great show. Great tour.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. And then we're episode 48. We are crossing onto domestic soil again.
Domestic soil. Good to
We
be home.
are in Raleigh. I guess you can call Raleigh domestic soil. I've been there. It's a nice place. The second show back in the U.S. and we'll be back for episode 48, the next one, which is, again, domestic soil, summer 97. I'm going to have a lot to say about a lot of these shows because I was at a lot of them. I know you were at a handful as well.
Right.
And this show is DVD released, everything released. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk about. So that's the future, but I am sad to say bye to Europe.
Europe. We'll be back. We'll be back.
Will we? Is there another show in Europe on this list?
I was going to say 98. I'm not sure. Probably not. But oddly enough, not to have Rich come back, but 7/22/97 is Rich's favorite show. So he's come up twice in this podcast. Congratulations, Rich. Although, he,
Nice.
much like us, doesn't want to choose a favorite show. But I told him if you had to choose, he was choosing 7/22/97. And I think that's an absolutely respectable choice.
If someone tried to get me to choose my favorite show, I wouldn't as well. And I was at, at least 10 shows on this list. And they're 10 of my favorites.
Sure.
I'm bad at favorites. That's not what I do.
I
do like a list of
many
100,
of them.
but we're going to add like 30 to this list of 100.
At least.
So
at least.
That's how we roll.
So, Sam, as I've been going through, the streaming life and this ability through streaming to listen to any albums that I want to,
Mm-hmm.
I've been, slowly tackling this concept of the 5-album run. So this idea that music critics have that if a band has 5 albums in a row that are great classic albums, then that puts you in a separate class of band. You kind of rise to the next level. Have you considered ever which bands have 5 classic albums in a row?
It's really hard to do. I've considered in the last couple weeks here because we just lost D'Angelo,
Sure.
much younger than we should have. How his 3 albums he made over many years, but just 3 albums could potentially have him be the highest ranked artist if you take their whole catalog together on Pitchfork that exists.
Right.
Because I think he has a 9.4, a 9.6, and a 10.
Oh, on Pitchfork
And those are his
itself?
3 albums.
I don't know. Pavement's probably
Because the
given
Beatles have a bunch of 10s, but the Beatles also have some 4s and 5s on Pitchfork.
Yeah.
So I just R.I.P. D'Angelo, I guess I'm trying to say. But
Sure.
5 albums is a lot. I think about a band like, I don't know, Pearl Jam put out 3 perfect albums. A lot of bands can do 2 or 3.
All right, do you want to hear what I've got so far?
For 5 in a row?
Uh-huh.
Are the Stones on this list?
Yeah. That's easy.
Okay.
That's easy peasy.
Yeah.
Okay. Led Zeppelin.
The Beatles on this list?
Led Zeppelin. Beatles.
Okay.
Paul
Okay.
Simon. Radiohead.
Okay.
Beck.
Okay.
Stevie
Wait,
Wonder.
Radiohead is 5?
I think in my opinion, I think so. So let's go ahead and look at it.
You're not putting Pablo Honey on that, right?
No, I'm not actually. But I
Good.
love
So
Hail
it
to the
starts-
Thief. Hail to the Thief is one of my favorite Radiohead albums.
Is that 5 in a row?
Yeah.
You're saying that Kid B is on that list?
Yeah, so it would be
Okay.
it would be the Bends, and then it
Yeah.
would be OK Computer,
Okay, Computer. Yeah.
Kid A, Amnesiac, Hail to the Thief would be my 5.
Okay. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Keep going.
Yeah, I mean this is my personal taste.
No,
I can't
I'm
speak
into
for
it.
anybody else. Stevie Wonder,
Okay, yeah.
Parliament and Funkadelic, Pink
Okay.
Floyd,
Mhm.
Black Sabbath, AC/DC, the Talking Heads.
How many albums total did Black Sabbath have?
Quite a few. But
Yeah.
if you started at the first, it would be easy because
Okay.
you go all the
5
way
in
to
a row.
Sunday Bloody
Yep.
Sabbath.
Okay.
Or, yeah.
Okay.
AC/DC, Talking
Okay.
Heads, Rolling Stones, Bob Dylan, Grateful Dead, Townes Van Zandt, Bob Marley, Elton John, The Kinks, The Who, Neil Young, REM. I know this is personal, but spiritualized. Beastie Boys, Joni Mitchell, Prince, Bjork, Van Morrison, Brian Eno, David Bowie, They Might Be Giants, Creedence, Echo and the Bunnymen, Genesis, The Byrds. The Byrds I have a question mark on. Depends on your taste. Rush, The Flaming Lips, Wilco, The Cure, Fiona Apple, Aretha Franklin, Metallica. Tool isn't my band, but I'm sure every Tool band on the planet would argue they have 5 good albums in a row.
I think it's 4, but I could go to 5. Sure. Okay.
The Meters, James Brown, Isaac Hayes, Fleetwood Mac, the Beach Boys, Elvis Costello.
I argue Fleetwood Mac on principle, but that's me.
Okay. Elvis Costello, ZZ Top, Zappa, and then I've got the Commodores, which was a new one, which I was very surprised by. But
what 5 Zappa albums though do you put in a row?
I mean, it just depends on your
Where are you starting?
It just depends on your Zappa taste,
Yeah, I mean, you could pick 5 of a run of 30.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of 5s in there that all make sense on that list.
Totally. Same with
And I
Bob
would not
Dylan,
say Frank Zappa is my favorite musician of all time, but I would say on this list you've given so far, there's a chance he has the most potential for picking different strings of 5.
Right.
Because he is so prolific.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Keep going.
No, that was it. That's just my that's my initial list right now. So there are many
What
more.
stands out to me is the and this is what I get harped on a lot by my kids, is they call a lot of what I listen to fossil music. I'm a fossil now. And I don't hear a lot of modern bands.
Yeah.
So I'm going to add a band to that. Wolfpack.
Oh, and you know what? Outkast.
5 in a row.
Did I look at Outkast? I want to say Outkast had 4. I think Outkast
It's only
4.
Yeah. It's not 5.
Okay.
And maybe 3.
Okay.
Because it gets a little wonky at the end there. There's a lot of that. Like I said, if you were doing 3, the list would be interminably long.
Now, I
love a lot
of modern music, but the fact of the matter is that whole albums were important before, and they haven't been important for a long time. So
we're also not delving into a genre that I think works well. Country.
Sure.
Because like Willie Nelson's got 5.
Yeah, Willie's got 5 for sure.
Like there's got to be maybe delve into some country on that too.
I'm throwing this out there. We want to hear from all of you. It's just something I'm working on.
I do not think that as a genre, hip hop has as many 5 album runs because a lot of times it's a collective of artists putting stuff together.
Right.
But De La Soul kind of might have that there too. That's close. Again, that's 4. I think it's 4.
Yeah, because Stakes is High is going to be the 4th. So then what comes after Stakes is High? My what I'm doing here is if an album has like 7 out of 10 tracks are good. If I'm skipping 3 tracks, but I'm listening to 7, I'll give it classic album status. Peter Tosh came close. He has 3 5-star albums, no question.
Yes, he does.
And 2 that were 4 stars that were real close but didn't quite make it. So somebody had thrown him out at me. So yeah,
Dylan has some flexibility there too. Like Dylan, you could kind of pick where to start and end because he's got a lot of wiggle room in that skill.
Right. And then for Phish, since this is a Phish,
did Bruce Springsteen not make it? Boss?
I said Springsteen. I said Boss.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the Boss is in there. And I personally think from Phish, I am going Picture of Nectar Through Ghost is my 5.
Yeah, that's what I do too.
Okay.
Although I gotta say, I like Joy a lot. I really do.
Right.
So,
but then you'd have to have Undermined on there. You can't. You're not choosing Undermined.
Yeah, you're right. No, I do like Undermined though. There's some really
that was the hottest
underrated
podcast.
There's underrated songs on that.
Underrated songs. I don't know if there's underrated performances.
No, but underrated songs.
Don't like the production.
Yeah.
All right, shall we wrap this thing up? Great episode.
All right.
So much wonderful music.
Yeah, I agree. really, everyone should make an effort to listen to this period in Phish's history. This Europe tour, as we learned from last episode, and this one has so many little hidden gems. There's not a bad show.
Yeah.
Maybe avoid some of the one-setters, but all the two-set shows provide something. And weirdly, like I've listened to that Wartiesel, Cologne, Germany show because you can watch it on video and it's professionally shot, but it's not great.
Right.
I think a lot of the footage in Bittersweet Motel of this tour also is kind of mad. It's like them warming up. It's kind of not great. But holy shit, there were some great shows. I don't know what was shot. I don't know when the video crew was there, but I know the band was really laying it down. And as we talk about Kevin, who we know listens to this podcast, releasing certain shows, I think there's at least 3 or 4 from this run here. And please tack that Ghost on as a bonus on one of these.
Oh, for sure. And Kevin, I think let's just go ahead and start working on that Viva Italia box set. Let's see if we can get that out in 26. That'd be great.
I own an Italian restaurant. Italian sells, Kev. I'm saying, like, put it out there. People love Italian.
Pair it with a bottle of Phish Red. Oh no, we don't want to do alcohol. That's
and you just
terrible.
Put Viva Italia with a big exclamation point. Everyone's gonna buy it. I don't know if there are record stores, but you can digitally market this.
Oh, green, white, and red vinyl. Oh my god.
Oh, beautiful. The stripes, not the swirls. The stripes.
Oh, the stripes.
So it like,
of course.
Yeah,
I love it. All right, Sam. Well, that was super fun. Till next time.
Yeah. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Hello there, friends, and thank you for listening. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or would like to reach out to Ian and I about anything at all, you can find us at companion2thecompanion@gmail.com.